Imagine skipping canned pie filling forever. No weird extras on the label, no standing at the stove, no stirring and splattering and wondering if it's going to scorch or turn out. And you still get glossy, thick, perfect pie filling every single time. Today, I'm showing you how to make 3 different pie fillings in your Instant Pot: blueberry, apple, and strawberry with very little effort. And they are not just for pies. There are so many delicious ways to use them, and we'll talk about those later. Stay with me. Once you see how easy this is, the canned stuff is going to feel totally unnecessary. Hi, I'm Megan from Pip and Ebby. I share approachable, family-friendly recipes so you can enjoy the people you cook for, not just the cooking. If you love dump and go Instant Pot recipes that feel a little bit magical, you are absolutely in the right place. These fillings are naturally thick. They are packed with real fruit. They're customizable, and they're made without all the extras you usually see in canned pie filling. We are going to walk through one simple base method, then I will show you exactly how to tweak it for blueberry, apple, and strawberry, plus how to control texture so it's never too runny or too thick. Before we dive in, let me tell you why I'm mildly obsessed with making pie filling in the Instant Pot. There's no babysitting a pot, no constant stirring, no sugary splatters on your cooktop, no guessing if it's thick enough or too thin. The pressure gently softens the fruit without aggressively boiling it, so you get tender fruit that still has structure. And here's my favorite part. You control the ingredients. All you need is fruit, sugar, a little lemon juice, a thickener if you want, maybe some spices, and that is it. No artificial colors, no mystery thickeners, no why is this neon moment. All 3 flavors in this video follow the same rhythm. We're going to add fruit, sugar, and flavorings to the Instant Pot. We will pressure cook briefly, and then thicken at the end if needed. We don't always need this part, but you can if you want, so you can control the final texture. The last step is key. Instead of guessing thickness before cooking, we'll let the fruit release its juices naturally. Then we can adjust from there. It is much more forgiving that way. Let's start with blueberry. So yummy. You can start with fresh blueberries or frozen, either work great. For fresh, use 2 pints, and for frozen, somewhere around a 12 to 16 ounce package works great. Then we will add just a half cup of water, the juice from 1 lemon. Make sure not to get the seeds in the pot. Made this mistake the other day and it was a pain. Another one. Oh no. Where are you? Come on. It's like a game of hide and seek. Got it. Much easier. We'll add a little bit of sugar, just about a half of a cup. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of cornstarch to start, just to thicken it up a little bit. Like I said, we can add more at the end if needed. And just a dash of ground cinnamon. Add however much you want, or you can omit this altogether. I think it adds a nice little flavor. And a few pats of butter, about 2 tablespoons worth. Give it a nice flavor. Now we're just gonna give it a stir. Everything except the butter should come together. Everything is in the pot. We're going to put the lid on and set the valve to sealing. For this recipe, we are going to use high pressure and the pressure cook button. We're gonna cook for 3 minutes, and when cooking time is done, we'll do a natural release for 5 minutes. Doing a natural release is very important. If you don't do this, you can create a berry blowout. The steam that comes from the valve will be colored in blueberry and will splatter everywhere. So be sure to do the 5-minute natural release. At that point, you'll do a quick release, let the rest of the air release from the pot, and remove it carefully from the pot and let it cool. Okay, the blueberry filling is done cooking, so let's see what's inside the pot. It looks and smells delicious. Now, it might look a little bit thin, and that is okay. First of all, it is going to thicken as it cools, so keep that in mind. But if you do want a little bit thicker texture, I'm going to show you how to really easily do that. We're just going to create a very small amount of a cornstarch slurry. And to do that, you just take a little bowl. We're going to start with 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and then we'll add a tablespoon of cold water. Now we'll just whisk it until it's smooth. Okay. We're gonna cancel our cooking and press the saute button. And then we're just gonna drizzle the cornstarch slurry right in the pot. Once the mixture starts boiling, we can let it boil for just a couple of minutes until the desired consistency is reached. Here are a few quick texture tips. I mentioned if it's too thin, adding a cornstarch slurry, just a little bit at a time. Now, if it's too thick, you can stir in a splash of water or lemon juice and let it thin out a little bit. If you want it a little bit less sweet, you can add lemon juice or just reduce the amount of sugar used next time. If you want it more dessert-like, you can add vanilla extract, a splash of almond extract, or any extract of your choice. You can also add a little bit extra cinnamon or spices of your choice. You can try adding orange zest. For the blueberries especially, this is so good. This method is super flexible. Once you get it, you can use almost any fruit inside the pot to create a filling. Okay, now it's time to get cozy. We're going to make some apple pie filling. When you are choosing your apples, choose firm apples. I like to use a combination of sweet, such as Honeycrisp or Pink Lady, Pink Lady. My favorite combination is Honeycrisp with Granny Smith. You are going to want to peel your apples. So I have an apple slicer and corer that I love and use. Remove the peel, and you're going to slice the apples into slices about 1/4 inch thick. The size is thin enough to cook really well, but also thick enough to hold that texture. No matter which way you peel your apples, you're gonna wanna make sure they don't get brown as you're working through this recipe. So something I do is I fill a large bowl about halfway with cold water and then sprinkle some lemon juice into the water. The citrus is going to keep your apples from turning brown while you work. The apples are cored and peeled. Now we just need to slice them. These do not need to be perfect. Just getting them in some sort of chunk form is all you need. We have all of our ingredients ready. Now we're literally just going to dump everything into the pot. So we'll start with our apples. We are going to add a cup of apple cider. You can also use apple juice or just water, depending on if you want it to have a more apple flavor. Cider is delicious. Of course, we need a little sugar, so we are going to do half granulated sugar and half brown sugar. About a half cup of each. 4 tablespoons or so of butter cut into pats. This will give it a nice buttery flavor. And whatever spices you would like. I love cinnamon in this recipe. And another warm spice, ground nutmeg. And just for a little extra flavor, a little bit of salt. Okay, now we're going to mix it up as good as we can in here. It smells good. Yum. The Pippinebby kitchen is smelling really good today. We are going to put the lid on, make sure the valve is at sealing. We will cook this on high pressure using the pressure cook button for 3 minutes, and we are going to do a 5-minute natural release for this one as well. The apple pie filling just got done cooking. It smells so good. My house has never smelled so good. I cannot wait to peek inside. Let's take off the lid and see what's waiting for us. Oh, looks perfect. If the apples are just fork tender and holding their shape, you nailed it. You can turn on the saute button for a slightly thicker texture if you want to. Also, consider adding a cornstarch slurry and gently folding it in if you want it really thick. Don't aggressively stir at this point, we're not making jam. You are looking for a glossy sauce that clings to the slices. This one, it tastes so good with so many things, such as pancakes, waffles. Add it to a crisp or a cobbler. Top French toast with it. Spoon it into some vanilla ice cream or your morning oatmeal. Or spoon it warm over a scoop of vanilla yogurt for a super easy dessert that feels like you tried way harder than you did. And of course, there's always apple pie. Now we are on to strawberry pie filling. This is where you can officially retire the neon red can version. Gross. We are going to start with the strawberries. You can use either fresh or frozen. If you use fresh, just hold them. You can actually throw the strawberries in whole into the pot. And for frozen, you will want a package that's around 16 ounces. It doesn't have to be exactly 16. No need to thaw beforehand. You can just toss these directly in. We'll add just a little bit of water, a ½ cup or so. Juice from a lemon, minus the seeds. Oh. A ½ cup of granulated sugar for extra sweetness. To thicken it, again, we're just going to use a little bit of cornstarch to start. I am going to sprinkle in just a little bit of cinnamon too, and finishing it off with a few butter pats. I think this is about 2 tablespoons total. Now we just give it a good stir. The strawberries are frozen and they won't stir quite as well. Now for cook time. Strawberries are a little bit more fragile than other fruits we're making pie filling for. So we're going to decrease the cook time by 1 minute. So if you are using fresh strawberries, we're going to cook them for 2 minutes on high pressure using the pressure cook button. If you're using frozen strawberries, we're going to add an additional minute. So it will be 3 minutes for this batch on high pressure using the pressure cook button. Okay, our strawberry pie filling is done. So we're gonna do a reveal. See how it looks. It looks incredible. This is on the thinner side, so I would actually do a cornstarch slurry for this one. Since we used whole strawberries, you can use a potato masher to break those up a little bit, or you can leave it chunky, whatever you want to do. I'm going to mash mine just a bit. Don't mash it too much or it basically turns into jam. So just mash it a little bit if you want to. These are so good, obviously in pie. They're great drizzled over ice cream. You can spoon it over angel food cake with a little whipped cream on top, put it in or on cheesecake. There are so many ways to use this delicious filling. For storage, let the filling cool completely to room temperature, then transfer to airtight jars or containers. You can store these in the fridge for about 4 to 5 days or throw them in the freezer and freeze for up to 3 months. To thaw, just put it in the fridge overnight, stir before using the next day. These freeze beautifully. The texture actually holds up really well. Now let's talk real life uses. Yes, obviously pie, but also spread it over toast or English muffins. You can use it to top waffles and pancakes with, or French toast. Stir it into your oatmeal or yogurt, swirl it into cheesecake batter, layer it in parfaits, put it inside hand pies or turnovers, or mix into whipped cream. You can also spoon over Instant Pot chocolate pudding. Try it, why not? I love making a batch and keeping jars in the fridge, so dessert is just one step away all week long. It feels like you actually have your life together. There you go, 3 Instant Pot pie fillings, blueberry, apple, and strawberry. No stove babysitting, no splatters, no weird extras included, just low effort, high reward fruit filling you can use 100 different ways. If you loved this video, be sure to watch my Instant Pot chocolate pudding video. It should not work, but it absolutely does. And tell me in the comments, which fruit are you making first? Or better yet, what fruit should we Instant Pot next? Hit like and subscribe if you are into creative Instant Pot desserts, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.